Hi all. Just a quick another 5 minutes PS pregame bonus imposition gift, what have you. Don't like what's happening in my body. Leave it at that. Seeing a neurologist tomorrow. Don't like what's happening in my body. Seeing a cardiologist later in the week. God willing. Um, um, don't like what's happening in my body, don't like what's happening in my society, don't like what's happening in my mind, particularly, although there's some good things in my mind. I feel bad right now because I should be in a better world, a better version of myself, a better circumstantial reality. I'd be participating in an annual conference call in some kind of excellent uh, business that a friend of mine runs, that I'm a small investor in, and would like to participate in the ethos and spirit and success and reality of that enterprise, that manifested, instantiated principle and practice. But I can't. I know my limits. I can't do it. I've got just too much distraction in my mind and body right now. So I'm just going to go. I've already blathered a minute and a half. That was an unfortunate prefatory indulgence and excess. Let me get to just some quick things quickly pregame. First of all, unnerving to see. I mean, it's such ambivalence that attends that White House Correspondents' Dinner, because it's genuinely funny in a lot of ways, but it's only funny because it's the taking off of the masks and the revelation of the underlying reality in uncharacteristically frank and direct terms that everyone laughs at because it's extremely unnerving and funny, but it's just the truth. And it's very unnerving when they put the masks back on and continue the monetizable charade of our political news industry cycle. So, for whatever the sideline thing is, I guess Biden seemed pretty good. He delivered some good jokes. He seemed to relish in the fighting spirit. He's a happy warrior, and I like that about him. Um, and that's really a decent axis to position the decision on whether you want a whining, blaming, attacking menace, or whether you want a unhappy victim or a happy warrior. That's kind of pretty good, actually. There are other ones I want to write up, but that kind of has some fertility, some promise, that direction. But yeah, he was pretty good. He didn't slur his words too much. I shouldn't comment on that given my current circumstance, given the Kanahura of that. But he seemed to be really enjoying himself and delivered some jokes really well and seemed to relish in it and had nice white teeth when he smiled. And he's a happy warrior. I like him. But the charade and the cultural contradictions and the hypocrisies and the monetizable bad faith is just so um, nakedly exposed in those events that it's hard. And the NFT joke was pretty funny. It took me a while to understand, to remember that NFT didn't mean something about N word, NWA or something, but it was non fungible token, and he's the token black that was bought, black justice. The court has invalidated itself, done a brilliant job. The Democrats should, of course, run on the illegitimacy of the court um, uh, uh, as a platform, and of course they should either run on the um, 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 impeachment and removal of Thomas and Kavanaugh and what have you, or at least on expanding the court. That should be just articles of faith, basic pillars of the platform. Um, okay, but I'm sucking on the efficiency measure. Um, but fuck it. Um, um, props to um, props to the Nuggets. Really, really impressive, cohesive, coherent, compelling showing. Deep, diverse, and skilled team. Um, there's a jinx associated with winning in a landslide in game one. That's usually not a good, that doesn't augur well for the series. But uh, they're just 1 through 4, they're almost as productive as the 4 superstars on the Suns, um, or 4 all stars and a couple of superstars on the Suns. but 5 through 8, they're just so much more productive and impressive. They're just, it's the depth and the connectivity and coherence of the team that's really, really impressive. Brown, Christian Brown, Bruce Brown, Green, all the colors, brown, and green. Just a terrific game by Bubblicious, back to his pre-injury form, Jamal Murray. Interesting to see the ascent of so many great Canadian players of late, Andrew Wiggins, Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, etc., Jamal Murray. And Jokic didn't have to do much, and the Suns' defense was porous and weak. But they'll come out really strong in Game 2, and the Nuggets have to guard against complacency. They're not a 30-point superior team in that way. But I have to revise my series projection. I do give them the edges based on the chemistry, coherence, and depth. Also the fact that the Suns, it's very clear, rely in a kind of oddly inefficient way on mid-range jumpers. They have 3 of the 4 best mid-range shooters in basketball, absent DeRozan. I'm talking about CP3 and Booker and KD. And there's a weird inefficiency in that versus the 3-point happy, the 3 and the 3 and free throw approach to basketball. If the Nuggets can exploit that with some decent mid-range, defense, their real challenge is they don't have any shot blockers to interfere with those mid-range pull-up jumpers. So we'll see. It should be a great series. My buzzer just went off. I'm going too long. But Knicks are about to start. I'm sure Spike Lee and Stephen A. and Michael Rappaport and maybe even Woody Allen are being really annoyingly giddy and happy. I'm sure Woody Allen isn't appearing in public. But I'm still very psyched for their round 2 first game. Warriors, we'll see. I hope they can be happy Warriors and successful Warriors. In terms of, my breath is not held on that one. I would be shocked if the Knicks don't win, on the other hand. There were a million other things I wanted to say that seemed urgent or apropos or additive or something, but I can't, convergence, collusion, the rebranding of the issue of don't rely on fascism versus democracy. No one cares about fascism versus democracy in the abstract. It's got to be something more concrete. And I kind of like that axis of happy warriors versus unhappy blamers. There's something interesting in that. Winning versus whining. Just something in the attitudinal animal energy of that that's not just oppositional and based on negation, but is a positive principle expressible through negation. Maybe there's also something. Oh, hold on, I just froze.